Let's start with our topic, partnership. What is partnership? Partnership is basically when two or more partners come together and they think of starting the business. They come up with a business activity, business venture, which is known as partnership. So partnership is where two or more partners are coming in. Now, there can be the group of friends who are willing to start the business. They can contribute the capital, they can contribute the funds for starting the business, and they can continue with their business activities. So till now we have understood about the sole proprietorship and the joint Hindu family business. What were the limitations of the sole proprietorship? The funds which were invested in the business were of the same individual, that is the sole individual invested the funds in the business. But over here we can see there are two or three partners. There can be either 50 partners in the partnership. So the amount of resources which is invested in the business is very high as compared to the sole proprietorship. We have also studied about the joint Hindu family business, where the family members continue with their business and they have also the limited resources because the family members are only contributing for the investment in the business. So because of this, the partnership is favorable in comparison to the sole proprietor and the joint Hindu family business. If we talk about partnership, basically the financing activity, managing activity, and expansion, that is expanding the business, is comparatively high over here. That is, for the finance thing, the partners bring in the capital, they contribute the capital in agreed ratio, and they start with the business. So the problem of funds which was there in the sole proprietorship is solved here. And also the joint Hindu family business, where Karta was looking over all the things, now these activities are also ended here. Why? Because here we have the partners who will be managing the business. Now there won't be individual just Karta who will be looking after the business, but there would be managing partners who will be looking after the business of the partnership. And also, for the expanding, if partnership wants to expand the business in future, they can also expand with the help of the partners fund. And also they have different skills, they have different managerial skills as per the requirement. For example, if you are thinking to start the business, one of your friend would be good in sales, another would be good in the marketing, how they can promote the goods, and also you can decide that who will raise the funds. So let's take an example. If A, B, C, Amit, Bunty, and Chiku, three friends are thinking to start the business. Now Bunty is saying that I will contribute 1 lakh for the business. Chiku is saying I will contribute 2 lakh rupees in the business. Amit is saying I will contribute 3 lakhs in the business. So all are investing the funds, and now the total amount of funds which are invested in the business is 2 lakh plus 1 lakh, 3 lakh, 3 lakh plus 3 lakh, 6 lakh rupees the business has. In the sole proprietorship, they were only having the amount of capital which the person has. If Bunty was about to start the business, he only could start the business with 1 lakh rupees. But now the cumulative funds is more than the sole individual. And now Amit, if he is good in sales, he will be looking after the sales activity. Bunty, he is good in the promotion of the goods, so he will be looking after the promotion of the goods. That is how can the consumers be attracted for their product. Now C will be looking after the manufacturing of the products. That is how should the goods be manufactured and made the innovations for the product. So all of them are looking after different activities for the business. So even they can think of expanding here. Now C, that is Chiku, came up with an idea that we were manufacturing pens, but now we can also go for the roller pen. We can also go for expanding the business, and we can start with the ink pens or the calligraphy pens. So there is a part where they are also thinking of the innovation. They are also thinking of the expanding the business. So in the partnership, we can see the financing, the managing activity, and expanding activity is a lot more than the sole proprietor and the joint Hindu family business. Coming up with the second point, capital investment. Now the number of partners which are there in the business, basically they contribute the capital. Over here we can see Amit is contributing 3 lakh rupees, Bunty is contributing 1 lakh rupees, and Chiku is contributing 2 lakh rupees. So basically the business has 6 lakh rupees as the capital which is there in the business. So the capital investment is also greater as compared to the sole proprietorship. Talking about the skills, now each and everyone has the different skills. Now we can say the Chiku was of good in manufacturing, that is he had the good IT skills, so we are using his skills in the manufacturing. Now Bunty is good in the promotion, he is looking after the promotion of the goods, the marketing of the goods. A was good in sales, he can easily sell the goods, he can easily attract the consumers, and he can sell the products to the ultimate consumer. So the different skills are also utilized over here. The funds over here are larger than the sole proprietor and the joint Hindu family business, and they are mutually working for earning the profits for the business. And also the risk is shared. If we talk about the sole proprietorship, the entire risk was on the individual person, that is on the proprietor. If we talk about Bunty, if Bunty was about to start this manufacturing of pens, he was to take all the risk involved in the business, right? But over here we can see, because there are three partners and they are involving their funds in the business, so the risk is also mutually shared between them. That is, if there will be any losses, they will be mutually sharing the risk, they will be mutually sharing the losses of the business. But there are some disadvantages also. For example, the sole proprietor was taking all the profits of the business, but over here the three partners will be sharing in the profits, and also the rewards will be distributed among these partners. So this is known as the partnership, where the partners are coming in, they are in a mutual agreement where they are forming the business and continuing the activities of the business to earn profits for the business. Now let's see how the partnership is determined, or what is the exact definition of the partnership. As per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Now, why are we looking at the Indian Partnership Act? Because Indian Partnership Act governs the partnership. So we need to work according to the Indian Partnership Act 1932 if we are thinking to start the partnership firm. Now, it says the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit. First of all, the relation between the persons. Who are the persons? Basically the partners who are starting the business. Who are the persons? Persons are basically the partners. In our example, A, B, C, they are the persons who have agreed to share the profit. That is, when the business will be earning profit, they will be sharing the profits. In the sole proprietorship, the sole individual alone took all the profits, but over here we will be seeing that the profits will be shared over here. It will be shared according to the ratio which is decided by them. Then profits of the business carried on by all or any of them. Now, carried on by all. Carried on by all. It means either A, B, and C, all the three will be working in the business and they will be earning profit. First situation is when all are working and they are contributing to the capital of the business, they are earning profits also in the business. But there can be the situation where any of them acting for all can be also the situation. That is, either there can be the situation when only one partner is working and other partners are not working, still they are agreeing to the profits. That is, in our example, A was looking after the sales, B was looking after the promotion, C was looking after the manufacturing, right? C was looking after the manufacturing part. There can be the situation where only C is working now, he is only manufacturing the goods, and other two partners, that is A and B, are just contributing the capital for the business. It can also be the situation where only A and B are contributing and C will be working entirely alone and he will be also taking the parts of the profit. So these partners are known as the sleeping partners. When we will study the topic type of partners, we will see who are the sleeping partners. Sleeping partners basically are those who just contribute the capital in the business, but they are not actively working in the business. Okay, so over here we can see any one of them acting for all can also be the situation. That is, C is working here and he is representing A and B also in the business. He is also the part of the business. So over here, either all of them are working, A, B, and C, all three are working together and they are earning profits, or they are in the situation only one partner will be working and other partners would be supporting him or they would be contributing in the capital. But there is a major risk also over here. If there are losses in the business, now A and B, even though they have just involved their capital in the business, they are not working actively, still there will be the situation of loss and they will be agreed to share the losses in the partnership. Why? Because they are the partners of the firm. Even though they are not working, they have to take the losses of the firm, right? So what is the definition? The relation between person, the partners who have agreed to share the profit, that is, they are sharing the profits in the mutual ratio or on the agreed ratio which they have decided. If partnership deed is not present, if they have not made the partnership deed, the profits will be distributed equally. But if there is a partnership deed, that is, if there is a written agreement of the partners that what business they are starting and how will the profits be decided, then the written agreed ratio will be applicable for distributing the profits, right? To share the profits of the business carried on by all, that is, all are working, or the situation where any of them are working for all, that is, only one person is working and he is acting on behalf of other partners. This is known as the partnership as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Now, next, let's talk about the features of the partnership. What are the features of the partnership? What are the characteristics of the partnership? So the first one is the formation. The first one is the formation, which says how is this partnership even formed. So basically the partnership can be formed when the partners are coming together, they are thinking of starting the business, and they start the business. So there is a formation of the business, and also there can be the written agreement or there can be the oral agreement between them that they are starting the business. By this they start the business, right? So they should also contribute the capital over here, and they should think of a business idea what they are thinking to start, and they can start with their business activities. Talking about the liability. Now, the liability says that who will be liable if there are losses for the business. So, because all the partners are the members of the partnership, the partners will be mutually contributing for the liability. That is, they will be liable for the dues which are there in their business, right? But there is some disadvantage also. If there is a loss in the business, now the partners have the unlimited liability. That is, if the business does not have the sufficient funds, if the business does not have the sufficient assets, then their personal property can also be sold, which we have seen in the sole proprietorship as well as in joint Hindu family business, where the Karta's property can also be sold. So over here also the liability is unlimited. That is, partners will be liable to pay. If in our example A, B, C, if C is very rich among A and B in the friends, so basically C will be liable to pay everything, and also his personal assets will also be used to pay off the debts. So this is the liability. And if we talk about the risk bearing, who bears the risk? Basically all the partners are bearing the risk over here. All the partners are mutually sharing the risk. Why? Because if they are taking a risk, if they are earning profit, so they are also agreeing to share the risk among the partners, right? So for the risk bearing, the partners are mutually looking over the risk in the business. What can be the sort of risk? The risk can be either the customers are not preferring their goods, there is a change in taste and preference, which we have seen a lot of times. That is in the sole proprietor also. If the sole proprietor is thinking to start the business, and if the products are not liked by the customers, there will be the loss for the business. So there is a risk. And even when the situation of COVID came, many businesses lost their money. So this is also the situation where the business can face the risk, right? Talking about the decision making and control. Now, because there are partners in the business, so decision making is also done by these partners. They won't be asking public for their decisions in the business, but the partners need to decide what they want to do, and the decisions will be taken mutually. For example, if we say these three friends are thinking for innovation, they are thinking to bring the calligraphy pen for their business. So now there will be the mutual agreement between them. If the mutual decisions match, if the three partners match their decisions that yes, we will be bringing in with the calligraphy pen and we will be bringing with the expansion and innovation for our product, there would the only decisions which will be allowed in the business are basically those decisions which are agreed on mutual basis, right? Decision making is done by the partners. And also if we talk about the control, so basically control is looked upon by the partners. That is, they will be controlling the business, they will be controlling the profit, they will be controlling each and everything of the business. In our joint Hindu family business, the managing and the controlling power was with the sole person, that is Karta. But over here the partners are mutually looking on to look upon the control of the business. So now if you are thinking to start the partnership, you should be agree to the point that you will be sharing the control, you will be sharing all the activities of the business with your friends with whom you will be starting your partnership, right? Now, continuity. Continuity says that the business can be survived for a long period of time. Now, if we talk about the sole proprietor had the major disadvantage where if you are starting the business and if there is a situation where you go bankrupt, the business will be flopped, business will come to end. But over here, if any of the partner faced bankruptcy or any of the problem, the partnership can be closed. But because there are so many partners coming into the business, they have so much capital with them, the business can be sustained for a long period of time. But if there is a situation where either of the partner faces any problem, death or bankruptcy or any problem, so there will be termination of the partnership. Now the remaining partners would be deciding they want to continue the business or not. For example, in our situation, Amit, Bunty, and Chiku, these three friends were starting the business, right? Now, if suddenly Chiku dies, if Chiku dies in the manufacturing firm, he meets with the accident and he suddenly dies. So the termination, there would be the termination of the partnership. Now, when the partnership will close, then they will be deciding that should they come up with a new agreement and they should form the partnership, that is A and B should continue the business, or they will bring the business to the end. So this is known as continuity. It depends upon the partners will they continue the business in the long, or they will be closing the business, right? Number of partners, that is minimum. What are the partners which are required to start the business, and what is the maximum limit where the partners can be allowed for the partnership? So minimum they are allowed only 2, and maximum it can go up to 50. We will be looking in detail about the numbers of partner when we will study this point. So for now, just the 2 partners are required to start the business, and maximum can go on till 50. If we talk about the mutual agency says that all the decisions are taken here on the mutual consent. When all the partners satisfy, when all the business are satisfied, yes, the business decision is correct and we should go on for with this decision, then only they come up with the decision, right? So the mutual agency says that the decision will be taken on the mutual consent, where all the partners agree, and then they will be starting the business. Now, we have learned here that either there can be a situation where all are working, or any of them working for all. So if C is working on behalf of A and B also, so basically C needs to take the consent of A and B also if he is looking for expansion, if he is bringing the new innovation for the market, for the business. Why? Because there should be the mutual consent where all the partners are contributing the fund, so they should also have the mutual agreement that what should be the next step they should take for the business. So this is known as the mutual agency.